Hello, everyone. I'm Joanna De Ninis, and this is Truth Talk for April 8th, 2026. The topic for today is addiction and Narcan. I was at a meeting today, and it's a kind of a health and wellness meeting. Quite a few people attended, mostly women. There was one male there. And the topic was about wellness and there was a pharmacy manager that was there and discussed wonderful ways that a compounding pharmacy can help. And I thought it was wonderful. There was only one thing that I kind of got hung up on, and which pulls me to talk about it today. So, Narcan is being, I don't know if you can see this. Oh gosh, this is what happens when you have background. This is being distributed pretty freely. And I think it's great when someone has overdosed and they're near death and you happen to have this on hand, you can save their life. I think that's tremendous. And I can't see anyone that would argue with that. Um, I know I wouldn't, right? But what happens, my question is, what happens after this Narcan's distributed? So clearly I go to the root cause of things, right? And clearly there's an issue with addiction, right? Likely opioid, right? That's what we're doing. And so the idea is to address the addiction. Now, someone said, well, you have to meet people where they are, and that's true, right? We can't help people unless they want to help themselves. However, what if they're not capable of helping themselves and they're a danger to themselves or to others in society? At what point do we step in when people are not able to make the right decision for themselves? Now, trust me, I'm not about control. I don't like control. But as a society, there has to be something to catch those that are, like I said, a detriment to themselves or others. So let's just the trigger word is enabling, right? When you have someone who has an addiction, you want to help them. But the problem is oftentimes helping them enables them. For example, if you give them a large sum of money every month to use as they wish, and they have a drug addiction, that money is going to go to buy drugs. So, in essence, that's enabling them. That is giving them the resources to make it easier for them to go out and get what they need, their fix. Now, I don't want to minimize this. I mean, I know people who have lost their children, and I can't even imagine what that's like to drug addiction. Um, I am not trying to minimize this in any stretch of the imagination. It is a horrible thing, and it's so, so unfortunate. But what I'm saying is, if we really want to help people with addictions, we don't just do it by distributing Narcan. Okay, we need to help them. We need to get them in not a place where they're going to be punished, somewhere, facility, um, home, ideally, where they can be monitored and rehabilitated. Because in my eyes, if we don't do that, they're going to go out after they've had their Narcan and they'll go and they'll overdose again. And next time there may not be Narcan nearby and they'll be gone and there's nothing we can do. Or they end up on the streets and they get trafficked if they're female, likely. Men can get trafficked or boys can get trafficked too, but you know what I mean. They can end up trafficked or homeless, right? So, and my opinion on homeless is we don't let our dogs and cats out to live in the street, extreme heat, no food, in all horrific conditions. Why would we do that to our fellow human being? So this is what I mean, where we as a society have to step in, and it's not enough to say, oh, well, you can't help people that don't want to help themselves. Yes, I agree. We can't help people that don't want to help themselves, but they're a detriment to themselves and possibly others. Like I said, I had brought up Rob Reiner, his son, who allegedly looks like he was under the influence and killed his parents. I talked about evil energy, how when you have addictions or you're heavily in addictions, you're going to call in that type of low vibrational energy and you're going to do things that you're going to regret. And we know this, we've seen this. So that's that's detrimental to other people in society. So at some point there has to be some type of intervention. Yes, it's nice to have free will, but if you are not able to make sound decisions and you're hurting yourself or others, something has to be done. Again, not punishment, but rehabilitation. I I really I feel bad because at the meeting today, I speak the truth and I am who I am and I trigger people. So I triggered a lot of people at this meeting and I am sorry for that. But the reality of it is the truth is the truth. You can't just walk around with Narcan thinking, oh, I'm safe. I can help my loved one if ever they overdose. That's not enough. Or these efforts to go out and help, you know, um, these missions that go out and hand this out to people that are on drugs. I mean, that's a nice effort, but at the same token, that's not truly helping. Where is this person living? What kind of help are they getting with their addiction? That's to me, that's not truly helping. If we really cared for our fellow man, we would do more. So to those that I offended today, my apologies. That was definitely not my intent. But if we really want to fix this issue, we have to go to the root cause and we have to address it properly. And I'm not saying with punishment, but rehabilitation. And when those that are not able to take care of themselves or make sound decisions, we as a society have to step in. I mean, obviously, it's ideal if the family can do it, but obviously, the family has lost touch or has no control or not able to, guide this person. Well, then, unfortunately, the law or or society's laws have to step in to help, to intervene. Um, so I can't stress this enough. I started the Reach nonprofit, and the idea is to fund an integrative healthcare cause, and that's to help people overcome chronic health conditions as well as addictions. This is an opportunity to help people that have mental health issues, help them in an organic way, really addressing getting them the coaching and the support, getting them plant medicines that are guided treatment to get them off the addictive substances that are not serving them. This is my passion and purpose. I couldn't care more. I care so much for these people that I break it for these families that are struggling with loved ones that have addictions, and for those especially that have lost their loved ones due to addiction. We have to do something. This is not just oh, let's see how it goes, right? It's not like that. We have to go further than just here's some Narcan and until your next overdose. And then what? Where are you going to be? Who's going to be there? Will you have a Narcan on hand? Is that really the solution? I don't think so. So, and I'm not trying to be mean here. I'm heartbroken that we end up in these situations. Life is tough, but we can't succumb to this stuff. Sometimes we say people get into this because it's their demons, or we have the power to overcome those demons. With the right support, the right guidance, the right information, and the right help, we can overcome this. Yes, it's up to us. Yes, we have to be the ones that want to help themselves. We have this power. We have this. We just have to know that we have it and we have to act on it. And with the right support in place and the right guidance and the right information and the right resources, We can do this. We can overcome addictions. We can overcome these chronic challenges that we're facing. And the more we stand together, the better we're going to be, right? United we stand, divided we fall. So I couldn't be more passionate and more considerate and more caring for families that have to deal with loved ones that are addicted and for the people that are addicted themselves. This is not something easy that they're going through. They need assistance, they need help. And it's okay. It's not, doesn't mean that they're lesser than. It just means that, like all of us, because we're not perfect, we all need help at some point or another. Let's get rid of all the shame and the ego and the feeling of I'm not good enough or I'm less. And let's just not do that. Okay. We are all God's children. We all have a gift. We all have a purpose in this life. We all have a reason why we're here. And we need to harness that. We need to know that. We need to believe that. And we need to do the best we can to have a quality of life that's worth living. So I hope this resonates with you. I hope, again, to those that I offended or triggered, have a tendency to do that. My apologies. That was definitely not my intent. I always speak from the heart with good intentions, and um and I know it's a very sensitive topic for people that again have loved ones that are addicted, and I get it. I do. But I'm trying to help, not just by giving out Narcan. I'm trying to help, really help. So I hope that that comes across um, correctly and authentically, because I do care and I want to help. So if those of you out there hearing this, you're still if you're still listening and you're still interested, or this resonates with you and you understand where I'm coming from, and perhaps you might want to be part of the cause to help people, then please consider joining the REACH mission or the REACH nonprofit. If you go to www.reache, REACHE.group, GROUP, on the website, there's ways you can donate to the integrative healthcare cause. If you go to the causes page, it's the only one there. The idea is that in the future there'll be more causes, but right now this is my main focus. It's a pretty big one. But the idea is to fund this cause and to help, like I said, help people with addictions, help people with chronic health challenges that can't afford to pay for the treatment that they need, their alternative Eastern medicine treatment. Again, anything that standard insurance does not cover, it is what we will cover. And it's going to involve, um, like I said, a lot of alternative care, energy healing, because it's directed at mind, body, soul healing. If we're not good in the soul space, nothing's going to work. And unfortunately, that's why a lot of people take their lives, is because they just can't live in the 3D. They can't deal with the 3D reality, the earthly realm, and they want to take their leave. And trust me, I get it. Sometimes it's hard when you lose hope, but we don't want to do that, right? We want to help those that are struggling. At least I know I do. And to show them that there's a better way, right? There's a better way to live this life. And it's never too late. Everyone can turn things around. We all fall off the bandwagon at one point or another. It's okay. You just get back on, you keep going, right? Just keep fulfilling your life purpose, because trust me, every one of us has one. And never, ever, ever give up. Just keep going, keep going. Okay. So, like I said, please join the REACH mission on the website. Contact forms will pop up. This is so that I can collect your contact information so we can stay connected. I promise I'm not selling your information. It's just a way for me to keep track and connect with you in the future. Um, there's ways to see more videos like this on my YouTube channel. Also, you can join the REACH Facebook support platform, which is open to anyone willing to join. It is a private group. There will be a series of questions again that are asked. Again, this is me being able to stay connected. So please fill out all fields. And like I said, please join me in this mission, because it's a big one, but we can accomplish great things. We can do wonderful things and really, really, truly help people. So I think that's it for tonight. Until next time. Goodbye.